Hello, lovely people. This is Lakma Lintz. I'm going to try another video response. This one is the 22 Faves. It was done by Stephen Bright from Tiferet Tarot. And the first thing I have to say is, Stephen, are you going to come by my house and help me straighten out the mess I've made? And how many other people have asked you? There have to have been dozens of people who've asked you for help. I am going to get right to it because I don't want to be a long time. So if I don't go in depth enough, I'm sorry. My first pick, and like other people, there were some, I've got duplicates of some, and I'm sorry, I tried to narrow it down and just couldn't. My first one, this is too close, isn't it? Oh, rats, I'm sorry. We're just going to have to make do. Is the Fool card, and my Fool choice is David Bowie. I just... still not over David Bowie, and this is from the video Ashes to Ashes, and for anybody who's seen that, I think it's a lovely Fool. Lovely, lovely Fool. The next one is also a Fool card. This is from the Poets Tarot, and it was this really cool deck where there are like pen and ink drawings on one side, and the other side has a poem, and this one says, "We have the dream, but we are not the dream. We are the dream. Yes, both." And for me, I think that really embodies the Fool in a very deep way. So the next card is the Magician, and I picked the Shaman from the Wildwood Tarot. Will Worthington did the artwork. I really like the Shaman as a magician. I know I've seen a couple of people not real thrilled when they change names on cards. I don't have a problem with it as long as it seems to enrich the idea of the card. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. There is one deck, and I can't really think of the name of it right now, but there's one deck where it seemed like they tried to change every major arcana card, and it seemed like they were trying too hard. But when they change the name and it works, it doesn't bother me at all. But I love that the Magician, I love that he's a shaman, I love that he's old, I love he has that kind of wild, crazy look in his eye. I like that all of his utilities, everything he's master of there is all their old hand-strewn things. I think that's really great. My High Priestess is Nimue from the Legend Arthurian Tarot by Anna Marie Ferguson. I love that she's outside. I love that old tree behind her. I like that there are little creatures in the seemingly around her. I really love this card. I love the color scheme. Her other deck, the Llewellyn deck, has a whole separate color scheme. They're all watercolors, but it has a whole separate color scheme that's a lot brighter and the colors are a lot warmer. And I think, in part because of that, the Legend deck gets overlooked. My next card, the Empress card, and this is another one where they've changed the name, Spirit of Love, Mother Nature. This comes from Waking the Wild Spirit by Poppy Palin, and I just love this card. It's got everything that the Empress needs to have. You know, obviously she's a caring woman. She's looking to the future. She's pregnant. There's all the signs of fecundity with the rabbits and the little creatures around, and there's flowers, and I really, really like this card. Okay, the next one is the Emperor, and I do have a couple of Emperor cards. This one, I don't know if you can, the colors in this are so pretty, and I'm just not going to get it to show on my camera. At least focus, please. Thank you. This is from Raven's Prophecy, and yes, I'm one of those people who trimmed it, but this is the Emperor card. It's the Sword and the Stone. I really like my Arthurian legend, and the whole idea of Arthur behind this, who just was the natural leader and was able to pull that sword out of the stone easily to get his place, but then there was a lot of work to do and to keep the all of his people going and to keep them united. And he worked very, very hard at that. And I just really like it. My other Emperor card, again, doesn't even say Emperor on it. It's Reason card. And this is from the Syrian Starseed. And I'll be honest, I like that he's outside. He seems to be a man of the people. I like that it says reason. I like that my emperor is thinking about things. So that's a wonderful card. Okay, next up is the Hierophant. And I have to tell you, the Hierophant's never been a card that I've liked much. I don't like my Hierophants to be too authoritarian. So this is it's the caterpillar on the mushroom from the Wonderland Tarot, and I really just like the idea that, he spoke in riddles and he was never very clear, but yet there was a lot of wisdom to be taken. My next Hierophant card is from Hidden Realms. I like, again, that this man is old enough that he's got his wisdom. He definitely looks like somebody you would go to for advice. He does not look to me like somebody who would tell you, you should have done this and you should have done that. He's not going to tell you what you did wrong. If you did stuff wrong, he's going to tell you in a way that helps you learn and not in a way that makes you feel bad. And my last Hierophant card, I can't believe I didn't think I'd find one, is the Mentor, and this is from the Merry Day Tarot. Again, I like that it says Mentor. It says Earth Knowledge underneath there too. I like that he's like full of knowledge. He's looking up in the sky. He's not even looking at the people he's mentoring. He's looking ahead and looking forward. And excuse me while I have some water. Glug, glug, glug. Okay. Next is the Lover's card, and this Lover's card is from the Hidden Realm. I really, really like this card. This card just speaks to me. First of all, look how it looks like something from, I don't know, like Midsummer Night's Dream. Is that green man even real? Is the whole thing even real? Is it a dreamscape? Is she trying to choose in her dream what she wants? Is he trying to choose in a dream what he wants? And I can tell that my colors are not coming very clear on this. These cards are very, very rich looking. My next Lover's card is from the Fae Tarot. I just really, I like this. I like that there's this earth guy. Is he a tree? Is he roots? I like that he's with this air sylph. I just love this. You don't even have to be from the, same, I was going to say species, but that would just sound weird for humans, but you get the idea. And also, I don't know if Tarot Alchemist is ever going to see this, but I told her the backs on mine were different. And her backs were a lot bluer, if I remember them correctly. And also, I think she just had two. If it's even the Lover's card on the back, there were just two, where mine's built up into fours. But that's just a side thing. Not all the backs on this card are the same, but it's just a beautiful card. The Fae Tarot. Okay, the next card, and I have two of these too. Wow, I'm very sorry, is the Chariot. This one is from the Druidcraft. I like my chariots. I like that there's the white horse and the black horse. What I like in my chariot cards is that there does seem to be movement in them. I know in traditional Rider-Waite, lots of times the Sphinx, the horses, they're sitting down, they're calm. But I really like for my chariot to have this sense of movement. And speaking of the sense of movement, that is why this is from the Universal Goddess. And it does say chariot, right? Yes. I really, really like their sense of tremendous movement in this, even though there are four horses and they're all the same color. There is just so much movement in that card, and you really get the feeling of movement. The Strength card, This one I kind of surprised myself with. Yeah, I picked a manga one from Selena Lynn. And the reason that I like this strength card is because look at that. These guys are buddies. This is a strength of a relationship. This is an inner strength on both their parts. You know, this is not power over. This is power from within. This is power together. And I just loved that. Okay, I also picked two hermits. I picked the Greenwood Tarot. I like that. I like the stillness in this card, which is another reason why I picked the other one. I liked the greenery in this. I like that he's all green. I like that it's winter. One thing I really, really like in my hermit cards, I like for their lanterns to be lit. And the next hermit card is from the Illuminati, and the colors in this are so beautiful, and it still has that sense of stillness and quietness. You know, these hermits can look inside, and again, I love that the lantern is lit. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, I also picked two of these. This one is from the Crystal Visions, and I'll tell you the thing that I really liked about this one. I just like that there's the lotus underneath. I like that even when you're down at the bottom, it's not all that bad. You know, there's something spiritual to be gained even when you're at the bottom of the wheel. So I kind of like that message. The other one that I really like is from the Robin Wood. I like that it's got all the colors in it. It's like a little color wheel. And I also like as it starts at the top, you know, yay, she's all happy. And then she gets, she's okay happy in the next one. And then she's like, yeah, just okay. And then she's a little bit sad. And at the bottom, she's like really sad. And then she's just kind of sad again. And then you know, she's okay. And then she's happy. And then she's like, yay, at the top again. So I really just liked that. Wheel of Fortunes are tough for me because they're just not especially pretty. And so I like Wheel of Fortunes that are at least attractive. I was just saying the other day that I could not connect with the Line Strider tarot, and then here I am when I thought about the Justice card. It's like, you know, the simplicity in this one I love. I love that she's not blindfolded, but she is blind. It just was a really, really nice card, I thought. Okay, for the Hanged Man, we'll just leave that one there. I picked again, here's a different one. It's the Oak King, please. There we go. It's the Oak King. And this is from the Greenwich Tarot, which is another deck. I didn't really think I'd find anything from this deck that I especially thought was my favorite one. But I really, really like when my hanged men, I like to turn them upside down and take a good look at their faces. I like for them not to be stressed out. I like when there's that aura, and I know a lot of people, and I do too, sometimes go with the whole Odin myth where you've had to give up something to get the knowledge and stuff. But I really like when my hangmen, they're not stressed. I like the idea of the hangman being somebody who just sees things from a whole different point of view. I really like that idea that no matter how close two people are, everybody has to see things from a different perspective. There are no two people that have the exact same perspective. And I really like when that idea comes across in my hangman. Okay, the next one is, and this, I just had to pick it because it was so weird, because it's a hangman. There's nothing really hanging except that bag from that cream's neck. But unless I'm very mistaken, and somebody can look this up and tell me I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that from the Greenwood Tarot, this is the Hanged Man. This is the number 12 card. It's Reflection. And I really like that it kind of pulls out that same idea, even though it's not, even though she's not hanging, she is reflective. I always thought maybe this should be a moon card. I always thought this would make a great moon card, but I like the idea that she thinks, and she thinks of her own. This is almost like if it was the moon card and the number 9 card. What's the number 9 card, people? Help me, help me, help me. The Hermit. Anyway, moving on. The Death card, I don't think it gets much better than, there are certainly maybe more attractive Death cards, but I love the idea in the Mother Peace. And this is deck I've had for years and years and years. So this is actually the mini one. I couldn't find my regular sized one. It's in my closet somewhere, in my tarot closet. But I really like, this was the first deck I'd ever seen where I really had that sense of renewal. You know, in the Death card, there's some people like not quite dead, or they're talking to death, but you know, there's the skeleton, but there's the snake who's shedding its skin, and you know, taking that's my cat's whiskers there. Fry. Okay, so the next card, Temperance. This card comes from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, and it's too big to see, and the colors are so much more beautiful in this than what I'm really going to show. Plus, it's a glossy card, so it's trying to reflect what's behind me. But this is the Mingler. It comes from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, and I like that it says Mingler. I like that even though she doesn't have two vessels, the card just seems to be so cohesive. You know, everything seems to be blending together, and it's just this beautiful mixture of colors, and I really like that card. Okay, I have my kitty boy is still in my way here. And he just knocked my camera. Honey. Okay, so still with the Temperance. This one. Okay, Philip J. Fry, pop down. I'm sorry about that. Let me re-put this in. Of course, I've tried to do something a different way, and this is what happens. Okay. Still with the number 14 card. This comes from the Poet's deck, and this card is called the Healer. And the Poet is, she makes pain into the power to change, which I really like that in Temperance, because I think that you take one thing and you change it into another, and it's sometimes subtle, and I don't know. I just am really drawn to that card. Okay, my next card is the Devil card, and I do believe that Stephen Bright, this was the card that he picked. And if you go watch his video, this is his video response. This is his hashtag, and what he had to say about this card was a lot more elegant than anything I could have to say. But I've been telling people for years, you just cannot beat this Devil card. If you look in the chains, there's the upside down pentacle that's often shows there. And these people, you know, if the two of them could just work together, if they could just take a moment and breathe, and you know, he's reaching for the light there. If they were working together, they only have that much further to go, but she seems to be so involved in using all of her strength to go a different way. And or, you know, other than that, if both of them were just willing to even let go, if they were both willing to just let go, they could both get out. And there's also, you need to go look at Stephen Bright's thing, at his video. There are beautiful carvings in here, and one is the monkey's trap, where the monkey won't let go, and his hand is in the box, and he won't let go of what's in the box, so he can't get his hand out. It's just, you can see it better on his, and he speaks more eloquently about it, whereas I'm trying to rush through. Okay, my Tower card, and this was just like a last minute thing. This is just so pretty. This is from Mage the Ascension. I don't know if anybody ever played that, but there was actually a tarot deck that they made. I don't know if they made it for the game or with the game, but or to coincide with the game. But it's a beautiful, fully functional tarot deck, even though when you read the instruction, they will tell you that it's not really a real tarot deck. It is. It reads fine. It's beautiful. But one thing that I really like about my tarot cards, I really like when the people who are falling, you know, sometimes they have that halo around them, or, you know, things are going to be okay. I like when there's water at the bottom, and there isn't at this one. But this guy, he's going through a portal. So he's probably going to be okay. Look at the portal's nice and bright in there. So you could probably look at this depending on the cards around it and see that maybe he's heading into a deeper place. Maybe things are going to get worse. If you ended up with the Wheel of Fortune card too close to this or something, I don't know, or the Devil card, you might not see that. But I like to see this as he's heading into a better place. So he survived, that tower's cracking and breaking really from an outside force that he had no power over. But, things are wrecked. It's time for him to start over. Okay, the Star card, I picked the Shadowscapes. It's focusing so slow today. I just like this. She's coming out of the water, but she almost still has to be in the water because they're floating fish. And I like how she's stretching up into the sky and reaching for the stars. I like how it's not real dark. And I like to think that it's because there are a lot of stars, even though I do like the cards where the stars are shining bright in the night sky. But I just thought this was beautiful. Really says hope to me. Okay, the next card, the Moon card, I have to tell you, even before I show this to you, I really like a beautiful, beautiful moon card. I like when there's a lot to say about them. I like when there's a lot of depth in them. This is from the Dreaming Way, and I have to say that I picked this, and tomorrow I'm going to change my mind, I know. But I picked this because when you see that lobster, that crab, or that lobstrosity, whatever you want to call it, when you see it coming out of the water and reaching up, to me that's like things from your subconscious coming into light, or things from the subconscious maybe becoming clear. And here, this chick is playing with it. She's just messing with her subconscious. She's like saying, oh, you've got nothing over on me. And she's not afraid. She might be studying a little bit, but she's also not afraid to get in there and play with it and handle it. And I really like that idea. It just hit me. Tomorrow I'm going to be looking for something beautiful, but that one just hit me. Okay, my Sun card comes from Emily Carding's Tarot of the She. I really like this. I'm not one for the babies on the horse where they're having to carry that great big huge banner. But I do like this one. There's that beautiful sun. It's in the background, but it's lighting up everything, and there are people doing this big, beautiful spiral dance all the way up the hill. And it's a celebration to me. It looks like midsummer, and it's just a beautiful card, full of energy. Look at the butterflies and birds are flying, and there are animals hanging around. I just love that card. The other one I pulled out, and I won't even talk about that one. The next card is the Judgment card, and this is from Tarot of the Cat People. And again, I'll wait for it to focus. It's called Rejuvenation. This is a deck I've had for years and years, and I think this might have been the first time I ever saw where somebody changed the name of a card, and to me it made so much sense that yes, there's judgment in it, especially with all those cat heads. For any of you guys who are cat owners, you know how judgy they are. But to me, it says more of there's a rejuvenation. The judgment has been made, and now things are happy, and they're out there, and it's just a wonderful card. I'm not saying much about these. I'm trying to rush too fast, but I've already been talking for almost 24 minutes now. Okay, my World card, one of my World cards, I picked 2 or more. But this is from the Pearls of Wisdom, and I really liked that if you see it, it's, I don't even know to begin how to explain it. There's just so much going on. I like that he's encapsulated in that circle. So, there's there's the hint of the Fool card back in there. I like that there's all the water and all the flowiness, but yet there's this geometric pattern that he's stepping on. I like that there's moon and that there's light sources, but there's also the flame in the front. I like that all the elements are represented. You know, there's a mirror for reflection. There's just so much going on in this world card. I think you could look at it forever and ever and ever. I love the door. I love the keyhole. So sometimes even those hinges just speak to me. The other world card I picked, and it's the Shining Woman card. And it's from the Shining Woman Tarot, which the next edition that came out was changed to the Shining Tribe Tarot. This is by Rachel Pollack, who I love and have tremendous respect for. And I really like that it's like we all contain all of these elements that she puts in here. You know, there's a fish that can represent your soul, and turtles are endurance, you know, and I love that she seems to be dancing. She also maybe looks a little bit like the Hanged Man card, which if she is seen as the Hanged Man card, there's, you know, that halo around her, except this halo's around her whole body. She seems to be, she's like dancing in this void. I know voids are normally black, but she's got all this energy pulsating around her, and you know, the void thing that's in the background, you know, it's hitting all four corners of the card, which I just really like that idea that there's mystery even beyond. And I like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be thinking in such simplistic terms, but there's mystery even beyond in the four corners of the universe. And the other world card I picked one more, and maybe I shouldn't show this one either. This is from the Nathalie. This is from the Fantastical Tarot by Nathalie. Her last name starts with an H. But I just like that this world card has to do with the universe. You know, it's our world and beyond. I really like when tarot cards push you to think. And there are a lot of mysteries left in the world to discover, but there are also mysteries out beyond. So that was my choice for 22. This is, the hashtag is 22 faves, and I have not watched a lot of the videos. I wanted to get mine out before I saw what a lot of people picked because I didn't want to be influenced. But the ones I saw were amazing, and I can't wait to go back, and I'm going to go watch all of them. That's what I'm going to do here in just a few minutes. I'm going to go watch a few more, because now that I have this down, I'm very excited to see what other people have said and done. Thank you very much for my few followers. I hope to do more of these. I had 3 that didn't turn out, so I never got them put up. It's been like a month since I've put any up. I'm going to keep trying and keep working at it, and hopefully they'll get better. And thank you all so much, and lots of love.